Dragon Ball Super 17, the 17 that everyone was kind of dumbfounded by, trains since the Cell games and becomes so powerful that he forces Goku to become a Super Saiyan Blue versus Super 17, the combination of Dr. Mew and Dr. Gero's 17s, I believe, or Hellfighter 17, and combines into a Super 17 that is capable of absorbing Super Saiyan 4 Goku's attacks in GT after the baby, and is capable of actually dicking on him after absorbing his powers. So which one of these Super 17s would actually win? I mean, this isn't this is sort of a Dragon Ball GT versus Dragon Ball Super thing, but not necessarily, because these aren't even like the powerhouses of the verse per se. They're just the 17s, which aren't obviously top tier or anything like that. So in your opinion, where does this debate start off?
Well, I think first what we got to do is we got to look at just how powerful current 17 really is, as well as how powerful Super 17 is. Right. So I think starting with 17 is probably where we should go first.
Yeah, definitely. So how strong do you think 17 is in Dragon Ball Super?
Well, basically, from what we've seen with 17, we know he's gotten a lot stronger. It's been confirmed, obviously, that he's been training the entire time just since the Cell arc. So, I mean, He's had well over a decade of training, so we know he's had time to improve, and it's been stated that he has improved, which was something I wasn't expecting. I didn't know that the androids could significantly improve because, you know, they're mechanical partially. So, I mean, I thought that their power was pretty much set, but I guess their limits can go past what they were before.
Yeah, and I believe Toriyama actually stated they could train.
Oh, did he? Yes. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, basically with 17, what we have is he is capable of actually fighting against Goku when they have a match to test how powerful he is, and he's capable of doing well, too. He manages to force Goku to use Super Saiyan and even Super Saiyan 2, and even at that point, he manages to overpower Goku, and Goku even has to utilize Super Saiyan Blue to combat 17.
In which he says he didn't even intend to use that form.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, considering he didn't intend to use it, that means that he had no choice but to use it. So we can confirm that 17 is bare minimum above his Super Saiyan 3 form.
Yes. And there's also the fact that Toshio, one of the writers, now the writers are a little bit iffy if they're not Toriyama or possibly Toyotaro, did somewhat hint that 17 and Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, are actually really relative to each other, maybe even like rivals in power. So, and we know that Gohan, when fighting Goku, he begged Goku to go Super Saiyan Blue, but it should be noted that Gohan was able to take a punch from Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue Goku regardless. So it is pretty interesting to think that even Gohan would possibly be Super Saiyan Blue-ish level. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, like you said, they've been compared, 17 and Gohan, so their power is thought to be pretty similar by some of the writers, at least in the animation staff or whatever kind of a department he was in. And basically, not only that, but the fact that we did see 17 actually battle Super Saiyan Blue Goku and force him to use it, I would say that that's probably hinting he's around Super Saiyan Blue Goku level. I mean, with Gohan there, we see Gohan actually exchanges blows with Super Saiyan Blue Goku briefly. You know, he takes a few hits and he dishes a few out that look like they hurt. So, I mean, that's pretty good right there. It could have been argued that Goku simply was holding back a lot of his power, but then we have Goku use Kaioken, and then he actually hits Gohan with it when they have a clash. But when he hits Gohan, Gohan almost faints, and he gets back up, and he goes to punch Goku again before fainting again. So considering the fact that Gohan can even get up after a punch from Kaioken with Super Saiyan Blue, that would imply to me that he should at least be able to, you know, be around Super Saiyan Blue level.
Yeah, and here's another thing. People are kind of confused by it because, like, how the hell did Gohan get so strong? Here's the thing. We've never seen Ultimate Gohan train before. Ultimate Gohan, for all we know, could have potential that shits on Frieza. That could be his new base form for all we know. And his new base form could be, obviously, Ultimate tier, which could be, like, millions of times greater than Frieza's. So it could possibly make sense that Gohan could hit that godly level with training. And, of course, 17, who also might have potential higher than Frieza, was training for 10 years kind of mildly, obviously, because he's doing his work. So it does make sense that these characters might be able to hit that level, especially if Frieza could. Other than that, how powerful is this 17 though, in terms of like attack potency and stuff?
Well, we know that as far as Goku goes, right at the beginning of Super, we have Super Saiyan God Goku and Beerus able to clash, and their power is capable of wiping out the entire macrocosm.
Yeah, annihilating.
Now, that's multiple universes in size. So, I mean, you already have Super Saiyan God Goku being easily Universe Plus, and you could even argue low-end multi-universal for him. But then, I mean, after that, his base form winds up absorbing the Super Saiyan God powers, and then you stack on the multipliers for all the Super Saiyan forms. And once you get to Super Saiyan Blue, you have him being easily high-end multi-universal, if not low multiversal by scaling and attack potency.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, Super 17 was even suppressing himself against Blue Goku, which is also something to consider, which might also back up Gohan being able to take a Kaioken punch.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So Dragon Ball Super, 17 is pretty self-explanatory. It's not really the complicated part here. It's been discussed a lot in the community. The main thing we should talk about, obviously, is Super 17's powers. So how would you personally go about talking about Super 17's powers?
He's a little bit different than the average Dragon Ball character because,
Definitely.
yes, he's powerful in his own right, but he relies on energy absorption to become, top dog within his circle of friends, so to speak.
Right.
So basically, we see him. He's still capable, even without absorbing energy, of defeating like Super Saiyan Vegeta from GT and characters like that. So
And Oob.
yeah, and Oob too, who is pretty tough. He's probably around Super Saiyan 3 Goku level, maybe even a little higher in GT at that point. So yeah, if he can take on those guys, he's already pretty tough as it is. But after he, of course, absorbs energy from Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which, by the way, shows that he can absorb energy of characters that are stronger than him.
Yep.
Basically, that makes him just as powerful, if not a little more powerful than Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So, I mean, in terms of being his peak level, he's easily, Super Saiyan 4 Goku level. So, yeah, he's definitely pretty tough, even within the GT verse.
Yeah, definitely. Scaling wise, this is pretty important. In terms we have to discuss the attack potency of this sort of mid GT verse. Does it scale to like the low multiversal Dragon Ball Super tiers, for example? I mean, we know that Goku was able to destroy Super Saiyan baby Gohan, who in the GT Perfect Files is stated to have trained after the Buu saga, if probably mildly. So his Super Saiyan form should at bare minimum be stronger than Mystic Gohan from the Buu saga. And then we know he can go Super Saiyan 4, and we know that Super Saiyan 4 is much greater than in power than probably like 10 times that of Golden Great Ape Goku. And then we know that Goku gets even like 10 times stronger than that with scaling from Maju, because Maju was stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku in like the baby arc, but then in the next arc, Super Saiyan Goku is stronger than Maju. So he probably got like a 10 times amp on top of that. Where do you think this insane scaling goes in terms of their attack potency, in your opinion?
Well, the thing is, I mean, when you already have characters who at the beginning of the series are well above Majin Buu in terms of power,
right?
I mean, that's pretty high to start off with. And then you got 400 times multipliers for Super Saiyan 3. You got a bunch of multipliers for, Golden Great Ape and Super Saiyan 4. Got 10 times for training, at least just over one arc, probably more if you count all the arcs. And
yeah,
I mean, you just add all this stuff together. You have the scaling going up pretty high, easily millions of times more powerful, probably even higher than that, to be honest, than their Z counterparts for sure.
Yeah, I actually did a scaling video where I objectively proved that Super Saiyan 4 Goku is at least 1 billion times stronger than base Goku from the Buu saga. In the Buu saga, the interesting feats were obviously like Kid Buu is going to mollywop the universe within 75,000 years, at least the living universe, maybe the whole entire fucking thing, because it's implied the Kaioshin realm as well. And if he has to do that within like 75,000 years, possibly even 1,000 years, if the old Kai is scared he's going to get killed by Buu, then Buu lowballing at this point, since he's going to do that action, would be above galaxy level. And of course, there's like, hundreds of billions, there's actually possibly trillions of galaxies in the universe, as stated by NASA. but there's also the spaces in between all these galaxies as well. So I mean, if you put Goku at like, if you put base Goku at galaxy level, which I actually think is a high ball, honestly, because I think the Super Saiyan forms are actually exponential, in my personal opinion. So if base Goku is galaxy level, the increase that he would need to hit Universal would have to be insane to hit Universal, obviously in GT. I don't think it's not going to be like a billion times. You think a billion is a big number. That's not even enough to destroy the universe if you assume these guys are galaxy level. And then by feats even, we know that the Shadow Dragons destroyed a galaxy when they appeared. We know that Omega Shenron was going to destroy the universe over time. And that's versus Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and shit, who's even way, way stronger than 17 Arc Goku. So the question is, are these GT characters in the even like mid GT, are they even hitting Universal?
I don't think they are personally by scaling. I mean, their feats that they have, they don't really have any actual feats for it. I mean, even galaxy level stuff in GT, they have some statements for them, which you can use obviously with the Shadow Dragons and such. But feat wise, they don't really have any universal feats. And I mean, the closest thing to a universal feat was Buhan, but for him, he was doing that over an extended period of time, extremely enraged, and it was somewhat of a chain reaction since he was collapsing it with other dimensions. So you could even argue that that wouldn't work either. So I mean, realistically, I don't see them being, universal level in GT. I see them, by scaling being maybe multi-galaxy level.
Yeah, I mean, there is a guy that states the composite Shadow Dragon, like the one that was smoking a cigar. There is a statement that he could destroy the universe, and it's unclear if they mean over time with negative energy, or if we could just flat out just do it. But that's the Shadow Dragons, who obviously are fighting a much stronger Goku and needed Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to fight. So it's definitely Super 17 is definitely not on universal tiers. So by this logic, I mean, we also have feats that we should probably talk about as well, like Goku destroying the game realm. And some people think that's universal, which I actually have to disagree with, because the dimension was already collapsing on itself. It's a pocket universe that was collapsing on itself already. It's not connected to the infinite fourth dimensional time stream of the normal universe, so it would not be like a universal feat. So there's not really anything to imply that. Unless you maybe scaled them with the movies, which some people did. What do you think about GT being scaled with the movies? Because they do like the Fusion Dance, the Dragon Fist, which are obviously movie exclusives. There's Cooler. So what's your stance on that?
Yeah, when it comes to scaling it to the movies, I mean, sure, there are some similarities between them, like seeing Cooler and that kind of stuff, some similar techniques. However, at the same time, the feats are different. It's been stated that GT directly comes after Dragon Ball Z by the authors and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, we know that it's directly linked to Dragon Ball Z. So unless you're going to link all the movies to that same timeline, then it's pretty obvious that GT and the movies, they shouldn't really be scaled from. Because by that logic, if we're just going by if we see a few characters, then we should scale it to Xenoverse. We should scale it to Shin Budokai. All these other series that have these movie characters should all be scaled into one, and then it just becomes all one timeline, and it just doesn't really work.
Yeah, definitely not. It's especially because the movies were stated to be other dimensions from the main continuity. So there's no way if GT takes place after the main continuity that could be connected to the movies. I think that's actually just a desperate attempt to wank, to be fair. No offense to anyone that did that before, but it does seem a little desperate to do that.
Yeah, no, it's what we would call in the debating community abusing power scaling.
Yeah, definitely. So by this logic, let's highball Super 17. Let's say he is universal for whatever fucking reason. And what would happen if normal 17 fought Super 17, in your opinion?
In my opinion, if they were to fight, if they're both serious and they both want to kill each other, 17 is going to speed blitz and put a fist right through his stomach or his chest, just like Goku did to him.
Yeah, definitely. But we know that 17 is a little bit cocky, actually. Even in the Tournament of Power, we saw him just kind of clowning around with random fodders from universes and like the Beast Girl and stuff, who he could have probably destroyed right off the bat, judging by him. And so by that logic, do you think that would change anything, or?
I think in character, most likely 17, he's going to see himself. He's going to know how he acts. So they're both going to know what their tactics are. They're probably going to both claim that they're more powerful because they both think they become so much stronger than they were before.
Yeah.
They're probably both going to dick around for a while, but it's going to soon become apparent that 17 is the superior fighter with superior skill, superior power, speed, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Super 17, if he's lucky, he's going to absorb a high-end energy blast from 17, and he might be able to match him for a while with that. But 17 is going to know that technology, so he's not going to make the mistake more than once. And I don't think absorbing one energy attack from 17 is going to be enough to defeat him.
No, definitely not. I mean, the thing with Super Saiyan 4 Goku is that Super Saiyan 4 Goku is like almost berserk. I mean, the higher your Super Saiyan forms get, the more violent you get, right? So it only made sense that Super Saiyan 4 Goku wasn't really thinking too clearly and kept spamming energy attacks at Super 17. I mean, it was probably also a plot thing. So, and we also know that normal 17, he revs things up. He's kind of like current Goku. Like he takes it one step at a time. So he gradually raises his power. So when he's dicking around at the start and he sees 17 absorb power, or Super 17 absorb power from his suppressed self, when he goes full power, he's more than likely not going to make that mistake. In my personal opinion, I do not see him making that same mistake unless you want to shove a controller up his ass and make him do that. It's not very logical that he at full power would use that attack. So
yeah, exactly. Let's face it, he's an android and he's built to kill and he knows himself, so he's not going to make the same mistake more than once, if even once.
Android 17 from Dragon Ball Super does destroy Super 17. I know it seems a little bit weird, but that's just how plot works sometimes, guys. It's just the fucking reality of things. It's like Frieza becoming God tier just for the sake of enjoyment, right? So other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Be sure to subscribe to my boy Super Saiyan Ryu. Until next time.